Hey BC, how you doing? It's been a little while since I've posted, maybe a week or two, maybe 2 weeks. But I decided to do something just a little different. I'm sort of playing off of something Joe does, Mr. Mayo, as he goes by on here, which is a Beatles update. So this is Beatles update number 1. And it's also going to include some solo stuff too. For this first one, I kind of grabbed just kind of a few things that were in my recent files and in my nearby vicinity here that I hadn't filed away yet, so they're probably pretty new. Although a couple things may have already made it into an update. I don't know. So, bear with me if there's a couple things here, but there's a lot of new stuff I'm pretty sure of. So. Anyway, excuse my voice. My allergies have been bugging me, and the first thing that goes is my voice when allergies started kicking up. Very quickly, have a nice copy of Band on the Run, back with Zoo Gang, but it's a nice UK Apple 45. It's not a solid center. It's got the punch, but it's punch out center, but it's intact, which is kind of nice. Nice made in the UK, right in the middle of it. And is it this one? No, this one's okay. And yeah, the old backside, great shape. I love getting the UK Apple 45s and albums just because the labels seem to look a little bit better than the US pressings of the labels. So when I picked that up, there's a couple other things too. It's kind of interesting. Try to show this the way I got it, which is I may have shown this. I'm going to show it again anyway. I don't care. Well, ignore that. But this is kind of an interesting clip on both sides. Almost makes me think it was a promo or something. I always see that kind of a curved clip on import promos sometimes, but this is not a promo. This is I think it's an Australian. Pretty sure it is an Australian version of "Another Day," Paul McCartney's first solo single, and unfortunately, it's got someone's name written on the label there, and it's also written. A couple of things are written on here on this side as well. But it's okay. It's in great shape. Yeah, it is in Australia. Sydney, New South Wales, NSW. Now they've got written here mono, which it quite probably was. But it's nice that it's the solid center. I always like those solid center issues, and this one happens to be an Australian, which is kind of neat. The really interesting thing about this one is that it was owned by somebody who decided to write a lot. I think I may have shown this, but I'm going to show it again just because it's kind of interesting. They decided to write a whole lot of information in here. It might have been I'm not sure if it's the lyrics or if it's just information about the album. About the 45. I think it is. It's just information about the 45. Yeah, it's kind of all the information from the label and maybe a little bit more information. But it's all been handwritten in script inside there, which is really interesting. Now, a lot of people look at that and go, oh, it's ruined, it's ruined. My take on all that is it actually is kind of cool when somebody personalizes it like that from way back when. And then it somehow makes it from Australia, which I'm assuming that was all done in Australia. Maybe it was done here. Who knows? I get the impression that it was probably done in Australia. Somehow made its way here. I don't know how, but it did. And then it's in my hands now, so it's kind of fun. But that kind of personalization, even though it's writing and it's on the label, if it's just somebody's name, it's But this is actually kind of cool. They did a lot of handwritten information in there. This was part of the same batch. Another nice import Apple sleeve, and this one was for "Give Me Love" by George Harrison, and back with Miss Odell. Another solid center, and again, this is also from Australia. Name written on the label, and also on this side as well. And like the other 45 Another Day, there's also information about the 45 written on the inside of the sleeve, which is kind of strange. But it's pretty much the same information that you would find on the sleeve, so it's interesting. Again, that kind of to me, kind of personalizes it and adds a little historical documentation to it, which is kind of fun. Would it be great to have a perfect, pristine, yeah. But, and I'd like that too. But I kind of like this one because it was owned by somebody and they took the time to write all that information down. I think I said these exact same things when I showed it the first time. So I'm pretty sure I showed this. The other thing that I picked up around, I think at the same time, was a copy of the Beatles' Inner Light. I have a copy of this already with a better sleeve. The sleeve's kind of, the top end here is kind of crunched up, kind of chewed up here and whatnot. But what's cool about this is that the vinyl is in great shape. And Lady Madonna on this side. The label and the vinyl is just in great shape. But the really big deal here, the really cool thing is, on the inside was the paper information to join the Beatles fan club. And I've seen this offered up with this single before on eBay, but I've never seen it with any other single, which is kind of a surprise. I would think that they would have included this on some of the other singles. And maybe they did, and I just don't know it. But this is all really kind of interesting. This particular piece of paper is perfect shape. It's got a little bit of a wrinkle on one side, just a slight wrinkle. But yeah, it's not something you see every day, that invitation to the fan club, especially at this point in their career when they in 68, the beginning of 68, which is when this came out, I think January of 68, February of 68. I think it was recorded in January of 68. It came out in February of 68. Nice capital sleeve with rain and paperback writer. But again, it's what's nice is that it's just in perfect shape. And it's an original. It's not one of the recent ones that came out that was recently reissued. And just in my immaculate shape. And this company sleeve, I need to get some extra side sleeves to put that in. But I usually take the discs out and put them in a separate sleeve so I don't take a chance on doing any seam splits down here where the vinyl might hit. So it's kind of neat to have that company sleeve. So let's see, a few more. Pick this one up originally. French EP of Yellow Submarine. It's a great collection of songs. Yellow Submarine for No One, Eleanor Rigby, and Good Day Sunshine. It's a great little mini version of Revolver. It's kind of cool. I think I might have this one already. I bought it because it's in such great shape. Here's the label. Yeah, the monster's coming. So there you go. You tell them. So there's the label that it's on. And where are you going? Come on. People want you. People love you. I don't, but they do. Here, I don't want to block Dexter. So this guy, and here's the backside. It's great shape. And I think I might have this one already. I picked up a long time ago at a record convention, record show. But, yeah, you tell him. He wants more food. He's got plenty of food. He knows where the food is. He needs to go and get it. Okay? Okay. I'm pretty sure I've got that guy, but it was in such great shape, I had to get it. It was during one of Dr. Deadwax's recent contests where he was asking for white label promos, and I was saying, I don't think I've ever seen a Dark Horse white label promo. Well, I happened to find one, and because my camera does a horrible job with contrast, it's probably going to be very difficult to see this, but I will try to show it to you. I have to get it at some weird angles sometimes. So if I do it straight on, it just cannot handle the contrast between the white label and the black vinyl. But there it is. It is a white label promo, and this is for this song, and Learning How to Love You. So, and it does say, no, it doesn't say promo anywhere. Again, I thought it did, but it's clearly a white label as opposed to some of the promo things that come out that are still on the full color uh, full color label for Dark Horse. A couple things I picked up today. I don't have this, of all things, which is a demo of Goodnight Tonight. One side stereo, one side mono. I'm sure that the mono side is this is Wings doing Goodnight Tonight. And this is the mono side. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, they're both 418. I think at this point, when they were doing mono mixes, when they were doing mono, they were just doing full downs from the stereos, so this is not a dedicated mono mix in any way. But it's kind of neat to have a promo of this. I saw this, and for a second I thought it was the Coming Up live at Glasgow from the McCartney 2 LP. Looks exactly like that. Then when I read that it was Goodnight Tonight, and I saw that it was stereo and mono. Yeah, you tell them. And lastly, for 45s, I saw this listed, and I've seen it listed for like $11.99 and $16.99. Well, at Sonic Boom, they had a copy for $6.99. It's a 45 called Out of Sight, The Bloody Beetroots, featuring Paul McCartney and Youth. So I picked that up just because it was actually passed on it last week, and then this week it was still there, and I figured, okay, well, $6.99, I'm going to buy it. Because everybody else online wants... wants like $16.99 or $11.99 something, and then shipping and all that. So it also comes numbered, which is nice. It's number 1040. So Out of Sight is the A side. The B side is Out of Sight as well. So one's an album version, one's a radio version. It's shrink wrapped, limited edition, numbered vinyl. Numbered vinyl. That's kind of strange, isn't it? It says numbered vinyl. Okay, I know it's vinyl because it's a 45. So I'm thinking, is the vinyl itself numbered? You sound like a little siren going off, pal. Come on, what you want? You know where your foods are. You know where your kitty foods are. Don't you go eat your kitty foods? Huh? Yes. He needs just a little of attention. Just give me a minute. I can't pause and then. So, all right. I will be in to help you with more foods real soon. I promise. I will be in to help you with more foods. Okay, so real quick, a nice George Harrison 12-inch single promo. Again, this is a promo, and yet it is still on the colored Dark Horse, although it does say Pro A and Pro B on it. So it says promo as opposed to being white label promo. And this is just two versions of Got My Mind Set on You on the Cloud 9 album. I don't think the B-side's different. I think it's the same. LP version, 350, 350. I just put the same song on both sides. This was a nice find. A mono copy of Beatles Help, Capital. Now, it's hard to find the mono versions, because the mono versions, they kind of didn't screw those up. The stereos, they didn't screw up either. Some people say they do. I grew up with them, so I'm used to hearing them. But when you listen to the mono versus the stereo now, the mono does sound a lot better. The Capital mono does sound better than the Capital stereo. But the Capital stereo has a lot of qualities to it that I like. So that was nice to have that. And in great shape. I mean, not only the vinyl, but the cover is in really pretty good shape. Considering it's a overall mostly white cover, it doesn't have too much of a problem there. This is one I've been looking for a long time. George Harrison Greatest Hits. I've never had the UK version of it, and here it is. Finally, I got it off of eBay, and as soon as I bought it off of eBay, I found a copy at I think Jive Time, and then I thought, well, I could buy it and have two, but I'm just waiting to get this one. I got this one. It's in great shape. Very happy with it. And what's kind of cool is it has a UK sticker up here. And so, also, this is the UK version was the only one that you had this cover to it. The US had the George in Space cover, and then there was a Music for Pleasure issue, MFP label that had just a picture of George, a kind of a close-up shot of him, almost from the White Album era, I think. I'm not sure, but I've always wanted this cover just because of the Ringo Starr T-shirt, which is very cool, and the old orange car that he's in front of. I'm not a car guy, so I can't tell you what kind of car that is, but Anyways, very glad I have this finally in my collection. And I think I got that last week. Yeah, I believe I got that last week. Last two things I got here, two more albums. One is Silver Beatles. This is a Holland pressing, basically of the Decca edition tapes, which I have a copy of already on vinyl, but this was kind of an interesting Dutch pressing of it, and it's on a unique label. It looks official, and I'm sure it is, but you know, it's kind of a unique label, so that's interesting. And I was thinking for a second, this could be like Hamburg tapes, you know, Cavern Club tapes, things like that. But then I started reading the titles more carefully, and it sounds just like the Decca Audition tapes, and it was. So it's nice to have a different copy of the Decca Audition tapes. So, and I don't think this is a boot. I think this was an officially released item over in Europe. So we'll see. A semi-official? I don't know. The big thing I got today, though, was yet another copy of Sgt. Pepper. What's nice about this is it's a German pressing. I've seen a copy on eBay with the sticker on it, but I think that's the only time I've ever seen it, and I've never seen one in the wild like this. So the cover's in great shape. Everything, corners, you know, everything's in just terrific shape. Looks great. The old original price tag is up here. And what's nice is that it is a nice poly-lined sleeve, which is very nice to have. But it's also on the German Apple label, which is great. I have another German copy of Sgt. Pepper, but it's not this particular pressing. I don't think it's an Apple label. So it'll be interesting to compare these two. I think the copy I have is on the blue label. I'm not sure. Yes, hi. Just calm down. Almost done. So yeah, that was a nice pickup today. It's just in great shape. Couldn't have asked for a better copy of this album. A German pressing on the Apple label. So very happy. The only thing is that the whatever adhesive they have on the back of the sticker here, it's starting to stain and come through. I'm not going to peel the sticker off. It's part of the cover now. So anyway, that was the big prize today and overall as far as I'm concerned. So Dexter, it's not complete. It's not a real post until Dexter does his little act. Anyway, thanks for watching. Under 20 minutes. That's actually pretty good. Take care. See you folks later. Bye. Dexter, here. You can sign off for us. Is that big Dexter? Yes. Oh, hitting your tummy. Look over here. Here. Right there. Right up there. Hi. Hi, everybody. You get your footsies. Okay. Bye.